What is up guys, Ram1 here and welcome to another deck profile video. In today's deck profile, we're going to be covering a Monarch build. Now this Monarch build isn't the traditional Monarch build where it's got enemy controllers, Tree-born frogs, although it has got Tree-born frogs. It's not the traditional Monarch build that you would have seen a few years ago. It's more of a pure Monarch build. We've got a lot of the new Monarch trap cards, new Monarch spell cards, as well as a few of these Mega Monarchs in there. The Monarchs have had so much support lately. I just thought it'd be a bit of an injustice if I didn't make a pure build for them. As many of you will know, I do like pure builds. I do like making decks that fit as closely to the archetype as possible, and that is what I'm doing here today with the Monarchs. So first off, we have 3 KCS the Shadow Monarch. Everybody knows what this does. One of the most powerful Monarchs in the game. Cannot wait till this card gets a Mega. It's probably going to be just as powerful as this one. But yeah, 3 KCS. And you'll also notice with this, there are a lot more Monarchs in this deck than the traditional build. Usually, traditional builds, you usually see about 6 Monarchs, 2 KS, 2 Raza, and 2 Moribus. But like I said, in this one, you've got a few more than your traditional build, mainly because there's a lot more spell and trap cards in this build than there are with other builds. Next up we have 3 Genix Undyne. This card is to help Tree-born out. So when this card is normal summoned, you can send 1 water monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can add 1 Genix controller from your deck to your hand. Obviously there are no Genix controllers in this deck, but that is what Undyne does, so you send Tree-born to the graveyard. Next up we have 2 Mobius the Frost Monarch. This destroys spell and trap cards. Then we have Mobius the Mega Monarch. This is a card that can destroy 3 spell or trap cards, so it's a little bit plus. And if you tribute a water monster, your opponent cannot activate the targeted cards in response to this card's effect. So very good. Also, all Mega Monarchs share the effect is that if you tribute summon this card by tributing 1 tribute summon monster, that's perfectly game. That's allowed. So you can 1 turn summon Mobius, you bust his effect off. Next turn summon Mobius the Mega, and just by tributing Mobius the normal Frost Monarch the turn before. Next up we have Razor the Mega Monarch. 2 of these things, same thing. But this card, when it's tribute summon, target 1 card on the field and 1 card in either player's graveyard, return them to the top of the deck in any order. And if this card was tribute summoned by tributing a wind monster, add this additional effect. You can also target 1 additional card on the field, return that target to your hand. So you've got the possibility of returning a bunch of cards and also helping yourself out. If you've got a card in your graveyard which you want to use again, put it on top of your deck with Razor and use it next turn. Then we have 2 normal Razor the Storm Monarch. So when this card is distributed, target 1 card on the field, place that on top of the deck. Next up we have 3 Swap Frog. There are lots of water monsters in this deck. There are 3 Genix, 3 Swap Frogs, 4 Monarchs, and 3 Tree-born. So you should always have a target for Swap Frog, discard it, and then special summon it, and then you can use it for a tribute for a Monarch. And then, of course, 3 Tree-born Frog. Do understand by phase if this card is in the graveyard and you do not control a Tree-born Frog, or no spell and trap cards, you can special summon it. Very good card for Monarchs. Traditional Dark Hole, March of the Monarchs. Tribute summon monsters you control cannot be just targeted by or destroyed by card effects. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. You'll see here we don't have an extra deck, because a lot of the Monarch spell and trap cards cannot use their effects if you have an extra deck, and a lot of them just stop you from summoning from it anyway. There's really no point of having an extra deck with this deck. The Monarchs are powerful, and the spell and trap cards just make them even more powerful. So yeah, this one stops them being targeted by or destroyed by card effects. Very nice card there. 2 of those. 2 Return of the Monarchs. You cannot special summon from the monsters from the extra deck again. When you tribute summon a monster, you can activate 1 of these effects. Add from your deck to your hand 1 level 4, 1 monster with 2400 attack and 1000 defense with a different name that from the tribute summon monster. So pretty much any Monarch monster. And then the second effect allows you to add any of the Mega Monarch monsters. Next card we have here is the Monarch Storm Forth. This is a quick play spell card for the Monarchs. And its effect reads, you can only activate 1 of these per turn, and you cannot special monsters from the extra deck during the turn you activate this card. Once during this turn, if you would tribute summon a monster, you can tribute 1 monster your opponent controls as one of the tribute summons, or one of the tributes, sorry, you acquired for that tribute summon. This opens up the door for a lot of different plays, including if you combine it with a card called Escalation of the Monarchs, which I'll get to in a sec. But it's pretty much you're using your opponent's monsters as your tribute, so you don't even need anything to summon your monsters. Very, very powerful card indeed. Of course, one Bottomless, one Compulse. Then here we go, Escalation of the Monarchs. Once per turn during your opponent's main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon one monster. So, in combination with the Monarch Stormforth, you can activate that card, then activate Escalation of the Monarchs, tribute summon your opponent's monster, and then summon a Monarch and then bust off its effect. Very powerful indeed, very, really powerful combo with the, that you'll be able to pull off with the Monarchs. I've pulled it off a few times and it definitely does get your opponent's blood boiling. Very good effect. And Escalation of the Monarchs on its own, even if you've just got Gen X Undying, Treeborn Frog or whatever on your side of the field, to just summon a Monarch in the middle of one of their plays. If you summon Razor, if you summon Chaos, you're going to be returning whatever monster they've got there to the deck, banishing it, so on and so forth. So Mobius, you're going to be destroying their back row. In the middle of the turn, that can be really devastating to your opponent. So Escalation of the Monarchs is a really powerful card. Next up, we have two of the first Monarch. This card is a trap card, and you can special summon it as a monster. Stats aren't really necessary, but if it's summoned this way, you can discard one card and declare one attribute. This card becomes that attribute and can be treated as two tributes for the tribute summon of a monster with the same attribute as this card. Pretty much you want to be using the first Monarch to summon your Mega Monarchs, discard a card, make it either wind or water, and then tribute it to summon Razor the Mega Monarch or Mobius the Mega Monarch. Next up we have the Monarch's Awakening. Two of these. If you have no cards in your extra deck, target one face-up tribute summon monster you control. Its effects are negated. Also, it is unaffected by the effects of cards other than this card. Really powerful. The Monarch's Erupt, also really powerful. Activate this card only if you have no cards in your extra deck and control a tribute summon monster. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field except tribute summoned monsters. During your end phase, if you control no tribute summoned monsters, send this card to the graveyard. And finally, we have two Wire Trap. When a trap card is activated, negate the activation, and if you do, shuffle that card into the deck. But like I said, guys, this is more of my pure Monarch build, and even for a pure build, it is still really, really powerful. I'm going to be working on another build that kind of focuses on the traditional with your frogs, your waters, your enemy controllers, your really low spell and trap card count, maybe even an extra deck in there. Going to be working on one of those that combines with the Mega Monarch, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a like, rate, and comment down below and let me know what you think of this deck profile. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my other videos. Again, guys, it's RoundPanel1, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you for watching.